What's up, everybody? It's your boy DJ Fanatic at soundsforproducers.com. If you haven't subscribed, click the sub button and click the bell as well, so that way you're alerted to more dope interviews like this. And I got a really dope interview right here. We met in Nashville at the MIDI Money Mastery. Shout out to MIDI Money. MIDI Money. If you don't know what that is, shout out to Gabe from Legion Beats, as well as AD from Anno Domini Nation, the gurus of this beat selling business.
For sure. Those guys are wild.
That's Wave Nation, by the way. What's good, bro?
What's up, man? Wave Formation.
Wave Formation. I said it right?
You said nation.
Oh, because I thought of Anno Domini Nation. Yeah, Wave Formation.
Wave Nation. That works too.
Wave Formation. So, how did you get that name, by the way?
It's not a very cool story. So I sat on my couch and I was trying to figure out an Instagram handle, and I was like, waveforms. We do producers, waveforms. We play with waveforms and stuff. And so wave formation, I don't know. I just came up with it and I was like, okay, this is going to be it. And I've just like gone with it this whole time. But
it's actually kind of dope. It's kind of dope. Wave
Thank
formation. I don't know. Some reason formation. Beyonce. Didn't she have a song called Formation?
Did she?
I think so.
I don't know.
It's all good.
I'm sure it's good because Beyonce's awesome. Queen
oh,
Bee.
Yeah. If you're a Queen Bee, well, there's a lot of producers that watch this, so I don't think you're a Queen Bee fan, but if you want to, put a B in the comments or something.
Everyone's a Queen Bee fan.
Right. Backstory, we actually had this scheduled, I think 4 hours ago, or maybe 5, I don't know. But this is the important part of knowing where you're scheduling meetings with people. I'm on the East Coast, and
Yep.
Wave Formation is on the West Coast. And we had a schedule, and I'm sitting on video by myself, recording by myself, looking at my phone, just DMing him. And
It's like, where is this guy?
And I stopped doing yard work. I had shrubs half trimmed outside, outside, and I just stopped. I was like, oh, okay, it's 2 o'clock. Let me get here.
No, he's got half shrubs.
But how important is, well, you know the importance, but would you say for like producers to know the time frame, like, what do they call it? The time
zone?
Thank you, time zone. Of people that they collab with and whatnot. How important is it to know that?
I think it's really important because like there's people that I work with that are in like different countries, like in South Africa. And so like if you don't know what time of the day it is for them, then you could be contacting them when they're sleeping. You're gonna be like, dude, get me those vocal stems back. But it's like 3 o'clock in the morning for them. And so that wouldn't make any sense. And there's it's definitely just like how there's certain times to like post on Instagram or post on YouTube for their algorithm. I mean, even just like to get in contact with those people, you know, like you're not going to want to email them at a time where they're possibly working. So like they don't really want to check their phone and all that good stuff. You want to get them at a prime time. And so there's like, I don't know about what like email marketing services you use, but like the one I use, they have one that's like perfect scheduler. So they kind of like use their algorithm to kind of figure out what the best time is to drop these emails in these people's inboxes. And so like timing's just really important in general. And obviously for meetings like this, we obviously fucked shit up earlier because it was 11 o'clock for me. And he was like, dude, where are you? I'm in the chat right now. I'm just like, dude, I thought we were doing this at 2 o'clock. And then later I figured it out. I was like, oh yeah, he's on the East Coast. So, yeah. Now we're here. At least we're here now.
Yeah, we're here, man. You brought up an idea. I was thinking like, especially for those people that have like book studio time, you know, you don't want to schedule something.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and you end up, you know, overlapping the time when they're trying to work. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like the studio, whatever. Especially people you don't know and that you haven't collaborated with. because that makes
Yeah,
you
and
look
if you're just
really,
like talking to them online, like you don't know, like you don't know
yeah,
what they're actually doing in their day to day.
exactly. And there's actually when you're submitting for placements, are you doing that at all? Submitting
Yeah,
for
a little bit. Yeah.
a gem that I learned is see, I'm dropping some stuff now. Is to schedule when you email people when you're sending out for placements. Usually in the morning is a good thing.
In the beginning of the week.
Yes, at the beginning of the week. That way, you're on their radar and your email pops up, right at their inbox at a certain time. Um, I tried different times throughout the week. It depends.
Have you noticed any patterns that work for you?
For me, I stopped for a while submitting, so it's been a while, but I did get a couple of responses based on just doing it first in the morning. Mondays seem to be
Yep.
the most reactions. So
Yeah. It's just like, you just got to think about that it's another person on the other side of that email that's receiving it. So, like, if you did something that was at the end of the week, like, say you submitted to them at, like, Friday at 5 p.m.,
yeah,
like, they're about to pack up and leave, Like, how much do you think they're going to want to sit down and be like, oh, yeah, I have a fresh brain on right now. I'm just going to read this message and, like, listen to this song. It's like, no, not really. Like, these people are getting ready to leave. They're getting ready to start their weekend. And so you just want to think about it like that. Like, there's always a person on the other end of the thing. It's not just some robot, usually.
exactly. Usually. Yeah. Speaking of robots, what do you think of bots?
AI?
Just across the board, like bots on like IG.
Oh.
Like those. There's so many fake accounts.
Yeah.
I don't know if you ran across a lot of that stuff.
I have. So at one point, I feel like bots and fake likes or whatever worked to an extent. Obviously, it's not the same as organic reach or anything genuine, because nothing is going to beat that genuine human interaction. That's why, like, all these marketing techniques, all these are super important about getting personal with whoever you're talking to. Because if you're just sending a bot out there, obviously they're not going to be able to respond like you would. And so, like, people catch on to that shit. Like, they're like, oh, this person genuinely cares about what I am doing, what I have to say, and all that stuff. So, like, they'll take that to heart. And that's how you build those relationships. Because, like, I don't know how many times, like, just from replying to people, they're just like, oh, man, this person really cares. And then they start following you and everything that you do. All your work and everything, they, like, appreciate everything. And it's not just, the whole bot thing. I forgot I was even answering that question. The whole bot thing. I just don't. Yeah. So I don't think it's genuine. I don't really think it works now in this day and age. I feel like most platforms will just flag you for it, and, like, you run the risk of just completely giving up everything that you've built on that platform and your profile. So it's totally not worth it in my eyes.
Yeah. I wanted to get your opinion. Because I call out accounts that respond to me with bots. I don't know if you ever on IG typed a question in your story. Have you ever done that? Where you ask a question and I get all these bot responses. And whoever sends those, I'll at them, hey, your bot is going crazy.
You're a bot. Just call them out. That's so great.
I could call them out right now, but somebody respond, oh, my bad. My management runs that account. I'm like,
oh, yeah.
It's your
it's
bot.
Like, sure, guy. Sure, guy. Your manager's a goddamn robot.
Right. So I was like, unfollow, and I might have to block you too. So we're on social media. Actually, I'm gonna test you right quick. What time is it in South Africa?
I have no fucking clue. Like, I just said all that shit, but I don't even know. I have no fucking clue. I know it's important, but I still don't know.
Hey, you brought it up. You say you work with some people, so I thought you might know.
No, I'm such an asshole. So usually when I talk to them, like, I like what I was saying earlier with my email marketing service. Like, I just have things set to send to them at the time that the email service thinks that is good.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's, like, pretty on point. I mean, I get my responses and all that stuff, so I haven't had too much of an issue reaching people in other countries and stuff like that. But no, I definitely do not know what time it is anywhere. I don't even know what time it is here right now.
What would you mind sharing the email service that you use?
I use GetResponse.
Okay.
So yeah. GetResponse is super powerful. It's an email marketing service, but it also has a lot of other marketing tools like built into it. It has a funnel. I use their funnel system actually.
Okay.
So they have a sales funnel system. They have like webinars that you can host and just all this other stuff that I haven't even like tapped into yet. But it's good stuff.
Cool. You got a affiliate link for them?
I do.
Yeah, we'll drop that. Yeah, we'll drop that in there.
Cool.
Yeah, I use Aweber, so they got a lot of tools too, and they're just growing.
How do you like them?
I like them a lot. Yeah, I like them a lot. They I can schedule down to the second for releasing and broadcasting campaigns and stuff.
Cool.
I'm really bad with man, I haven't checked emails in a long time, so I don't know what my inbox is right now.
Yeah, dude. It's kind of like if you don't keep up with that stuff, it just like gets piled up, and you're like, I'm definitely not checking it ever.
Yeah. So,
what do you think of their like whole platform and their layout and stuff though? Is it like pretty like easy to use, pretty intuitive, or?
Yeah, it's very easy to use. There's a few things I had to figure out, like it's like automation rules. So where you can transfer, if someone does a certain thing, they'll move to a different list.
Yeah.
So I had to figure that out. The campaigns of the autoresponder is pretty simple. I don't think they have their own funnel thing built in yet. They're still trying to do a lot of things. They did make like their own landing page. So you can design a landing page that goes straight to the email list and whatnot.
Okay.
Instead of using something else to go to it, you can build your own landing page, which is kind of cool, just with that email service.
Nice.
I wish I had an what do you call it? Affiliate link. Maybe I do. I didn't even think about
one. You're getting one now. It's super easy, dude. Just type in like Aweber affiliate link program or whatever, and
I'm sure it's in my account somewhere. So if I do,
so drop that too.
Yeah.
In the description.
Right. If I do find it, I'll put it down there for y'all. I didn't even touch on the history, man. How long you been producing music?
I've been producing for probably around 10-ish years, like off and on. So like right after high school, actually right at the end of high school, I started producing. But I had a background in like playing guitar and listening to rock music and stuff like that. And so here, let's rewind it all the way back. So I started playing classical guitar when I was in 6th grade. My dad taught me, and like I was hooked ever since. And that moved to like electric guitar, and I played in like rock bands and stuff like that in like middle school and high school. And so that was the point where I was like, I didn't know what a DAW was. I was like, I need a recording program, and so that I could record like my guitar lines and stuff like that, and kind of just like build songs. And so I got Ableton first, and I had no idea how to use that shit. That shit was so confusing to someone that doesn't even know what a program looks like. So I ditched that for a while and went over to GarageBand, and that's super simple to figure out. If you are starting out producing, that's a good place to start. I think GarageBand is super streamlined and straightforward. And eventually I switched over to Logic Pro, and that's probably where I spent most of my time, was in Logic Pro. And I was recording like my guitar and stuff like that, and I started messing around with like the stock sounds that they have in the DAWs, and like I was like, oh man, you can like record drums, you can like play bass, you can like do everything on here. And so that's where like I kind of went down like the rabbit hole of music production, and I'm still here. So yeah, that's where I started. I'm using Ableton Live now.
Oh wow. So you went through 4 different programs.
Yeah, not advised. Just learn one and stick with it, because it's like all the same.
Yeah, first you started with Ableton to record your guitar.
Yeah, well, I just like my friend gave me like a free intro to like Ableton
Yeah.
disc thing, and so like I plugged that in. And I was like, and I opened it up, and I was just like, what the fuck am I looking at? So,
Yeah. I didn't even know it can record audio, Ableton?
yeah, it
Oh, I
can.
didn't know that. Okay.
It's not necessarily the best one. I mean, I think it's pretty good now. Like, it's good.
Now, now
It's
I'm
good. You can
Um,
do that with FL too, right? You're FL, right?
oh, yeah, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Their audio recording gotten a lot better in FL. They knew that was a weak spot, and they had to, really put some work into it. So now I love it for recording. I did like a mini hook on one of my beats. It was cool.
Oh, nice.
You played classical guitar. Was that like nylon strings?
Yeah, nylon string classical guitars.
Oh, that's nice.
Like that little finger picking stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I started out on. So, I mean, I don't remember a whole lot, but that's where it was. That was like the roots.
You got a guitar in that room over there?
Dude, no, I don't. I just moved.
Oh,
yeah. I don't know. Dude, my life has been so hectic right now. Like, it's crazy. Like, we just I bought a car, just sold my house. Like, we decided 2 weeks ago, we decided to sell my house. We were like, let's sell the house. The day after we started moving, we were moved out 5 days later. And then we did everything, put the house on the market, and it sold within 24 hours. So it's crazy. It's been so crazy for me. Like, this is the first day I've got to settle down and kind of just get some music and stuff done.
Oh, wow, man. Well, I really appreciate you being here, man.
Yeah,
that's a lot,
Oh yeah, man.
You changed cities or?
No, I just I moved not very far away, but
okay.
We're just making some stepping back a little bit on trying to save some finances and stuff during this weird time where everything is kind of unstable as far as jobs and economy and all that stuff. So
yeah. So speaking of saving money and jobs, how do you balance your day job and making music as a producer?
Okay, so when I was working full-time, it was actually a lot harder. I just recently took a step down from my full-time position so that I could do this full-time. So I could do music production full-time. And honestly, when I was working full-time, I'm also a dad. I have a 5-year-old. Yeah. And having your own house and having all this stuff, it's super hard to balance all this stuff. Not saying that's impossible. I was able to get a little bit of work done in between time gaps of not having to be a dad or not having to go to work and all this stuff. But honestly, I kind of realized that I was if I really want this to happen, I can't just keep working full time. So when I was working full time, I'm spending money on shit that I don't even need, and just being stuck in the whole normal life routine where you're just oh yeah, I'll work Monday through Friday 9 to 5 or whatever, spend all my money on the weekends, enjoy all that, and do the whole thing over and over again. So to be able to do something build your own business in any way, I feel you got to make a sacrifice somewhere if it's not working out for you, obviously. If you can maintain everything in your life that's going on, then more power to you. But if there's a place where something needs to give, I feel finances are something that you can think about first. You can always cut back and budget on things, but I can't just take my child out of the equation. I'm still a dad, obviously, but finances, it's something else. A lot of people spend money on things that they really don't need, including myself. And it just takes that little bit of realization to know that and make the changes as necessary. And obviously it doesn't have to be this drastic, but just I've, cut down on my full-time position at my job so that I could have time to do this. I've moved out of my house so that I don't have to worry about that monthly mortgage all the time. And I'm staying with my parents for maybe in the next year or so that I can really start building up this business and really getting it off the ground and not having all this other stuff to worry about. And so, it's got to give somewhere, because you're only human and you only have so many hours in the day. You got to make it work. And, I'm trying my best to do so. So if you are out there trying to make a music career and you're struggling somewhere, Like, look at your schedule, look at your life, rethink that.
Gems. I wish I could put fire emojis on here. Where's the reaction? Hey.
Oh, tight. We got to clap.
I think that's raise your hand, but let's imagine that's a fire emoji or a gem. Maybe I got to download some craziness for this. But anyway.
You need to download some gem emojis.
Right. Yeah, that's gems, man. Some people they're not even aware of sacrifice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Some people get so lost in the sauce, if you will, where they're, like you said, they're just spending money. You know what I mean? Just stupid. I was there. Like, or they're not even aware that they're just going to work like a robot and they're not feeding what they really want to do. Yep. You know, because I've been there for a long time and I still have a day job, but it's different now. I get to work from home and stuff like that. But, you know, at the same time, I'm like, yo, I want to work my business. I want to build it. You know, I want to help other people. And this is what I'm passionate about. So being that you're aware of it and you cut back financially, you did it pretty extreme, man. You know, you sold a house. And you're
slightly extreme. Slightly extreme. But yeah,
you're dedicated. You know, you gotta basically, no big dreams can live in a small, you know, like a small jar. You know what I mean? You gotta be able to change so that way you can receive. It's crazy, man, because a lot of people are not open to doing that, you know?
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing, is like some people aren't willing to take the sacrifice and stuff like that. And that's totally understandable. Like, it's hard. It really is. But like, you just have to have, if you want it, you know, you just got to have that mentality. Like, there is no plan B for me. Like, this is it. Like, I don't plan on getting another job in my life. You know, like, this is going to happen for me. Like, no matter how much it takes, whether it means selling my house or, you know, whatever.
Well, it did take that. Yeah. But that's cool, man, because, you know, who knows, you'd be able to like buy multiple houses. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, if it's like one step back and a leap forward, like, why not? You know, it's worth it.
Man, I was going to ask you something. It just hit me too. You were talking about your sacrifices. Anyway, it'll come back to me.
For sure.
Before we hopped on video, we were talking about why I'm doing these interviews. I feel like producers don't really have a big voice. And they're always playing like the behind the scenes. And the reason why, you know, I think these videos are beneficial, because a lot of producers are out there that are afraid to get in front of a camera, or afraid to talk about what their struggles are, what their triumphs are, or what they're going through to get to another level. And we were talking about how you mentioned how like DJs, like EDM DJs, are like in the front. But they're also producers as well, right?
Yeah, for sure. So like, I've noticed, like, you know, like in pop music, hip hop and stuff like that, there is a vocalist that normally takes the forefront and takes the spotlight as far as being the artist, the one that takes the credit and, like, you know, is singing the song and all that stuff. But like, if you go into another realm of music, like say like EDM, like electronic music, like the producer is the artist, the producer is the forefront, because they DJ, and that's their performance. So their live performance is DJing and all that stuff. So there's kind of just like, there's a place for the same title. Music producer is kind of just like different in different aspects of music, which is kind of cool. Because like, I don't know, like a producer, as much as how much credit do they get on like a rap song? They get to shout out their like name tag and stuff like that. But like in EDM, like you're just like, you know, when you build a beat, and in hip hop you leave space for the artist. Like you're building around them, right? So everything's kind of like rhythmic and stuff like that. There's not a whole lot of leads. Like in EDM, you got to fill that space, or else you just have like some boring ass song, right? So you got to have like these crazy leads and all this sound filling all the space. So if you look like, sometimes you'll look at like a hip hop project, and I don't know how many tracks you like. I'll have like 10, 15 tracks or something like that.
Yeah, around
But some EDM producers have like 140 tracks, which is a little bit extreme, but like, you know, it's a little bit more necessary just because you have to fill that space where you don't have a vocalist.
Yeah. So if hip hop, let's say, what would it take for hip hop producers to be on that type of level? To be like on stage DJing their own beats and whatnot? You think that could ever happen?
Oh yeah. I feel like that's a possibility. I mean, like, that's a whole lane that's just open right now.
Yeah,
actually. Yeah. Right? So like all these producers, like, we should take advantage of this. Like, that's kind of uncharted territory in hip hop. I mean, kind of like you have like DJ Mustard and you have like P. Diddy and like stuff like that, like kind of, but like still not the same way as a producer is in the EDM world.
Right, right.
So that is like, just because it hasn't been done doesn't mean it doesn't work. That's uncharted territory. That's a big old blue ocean for you, for any of us producers out there right now, right? Find a way to make yourself stand out and fill that artist spotlight.
Right, yeah. I just thought of Jazzy Jeff. He produces as well, and obviously he DJs, so he'll be awesome with that, to be honest.
Yeah. There's some similar stuff like that. Like, check it out.
Yeah, I gave y'all an idea.
Yeah.
Well, take it and run with it. Actually, hit the sub button for that one. That'll cost you.
That one deserves a sub.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't. Well, I can do it, but it's if I want to put energy into, jumping into that niche. Speaking of niches, what type of music? You said mostly hip hop, or because I remember you said you listen to rock music. Like, what do you like?
So I don't listen to that much rock anymore. I've definitely transitioned to more like electronic and hip hop type stuff, and I'm like very into like electronic music, honestly. Obviously, like I've listened to hip hop my entire life, and so I love hip hop. But there is somewhere between hip hop and electronic that I like to explore, and that's where I like to create my music and stuff like that. So like, like trap drums with like EDM drops and stuff like that.
Like Skrill?
Kind of, yeah. He does it a lot. There's a lot of producers that do some stuff like that, like E. Cali, like Slander, Nightmare, and all that good stuff. But yeah, that's kind of what the stuff that I like electronic, hip hop, dance music.
Okay, yeah. So is that what you're shopping to, like for placements right now?
I'm actually not shopping placements too much right now. Like I've submitted probably like a few months ago, but that was it for a while. I've been focusing on my funnel and kind of just building my producer like audience. I recently started targeting like producers and stuff like that, and kind of just doing music production tutorials on YouTube and kind of just like putting out more content for other producers. I've just found that I've really like gelled more with other producers than when I have to like work with artists and stuff like that. I still work with artists, like it's still fun and I'll still work with artists. But like there's something about like giving back to the producer community that I really like giving them value, giving them things to work with. And I've gotten like feedback to be like, hey man, you're really helping me out in certain ways. And that just makes me feel good. Like it makes me feel all fuzzy inside.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good feeling to know you actually impact with someone, in that way where they didn't know what they're doing, or now they know a technique and they can run with it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
and it's like it's one of the best ways to learn, I feel like, too, because like we're producers. If we were to teach music production, that's like the best way to learn music production, because like sometimes we know things but we don't know why or like necessarily how to explain it. Right. So like being able to like just like actually speak those things and kind of like teaching people how to say it, saying it in ways that other people can understand, it really teaches you something too, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. And before I forget, there are two things. I got tons of playlists on this channel of me making beats with the products, with a bunch of loop packs and sound packs. So check those out. I do tons of tutorials. I think I've been doing them for close to almost 2 years now. So
Oh,
there's a
hell
lot
yeah.
of videos for y'all to check out. And the other thing, he just started YouTube, so make sure y'all. I'm gonna put his YouTube. You gotta remind me of this.
For
I'm
sure.
gonna put his YouTube channel in the description, so you check out what he's doing right now. And also, he has a product for producers, right? Aren't you
Yep.
working on
Yeah.
something for everybody?
I got a pack of melody loops, and I just made a pack of drums. Actually, it's pretty fun. It's my first time. Yeah, I have Wave Melodies Volume 1, which is my melody pack, and I have a drum pack called Dumb Dirty Drums Volume 1. And so, yeah.
Dumb Dirty Drums.
Yeah.
How did you get that title?
I was just like, I sat down with like the intention of making kind of like just disgusting, just
Distorted
fucking drums. Yeah, very distorted. And I was just like, these drums are gonna cut through the mix. And so I was just like, I just gave it a stupid ass name.
That's funny.